Stop what you're doing for a moment. Look at your hands. Two of them. Identical in structure, but not in function. If I asked you to write your name, which hand would you use? Throw a ball, hold a toothbrush. If you're like approximately 90% of the human population, the answer is the same for all of these. Your right hand. This isn't a coincidence. It's not random. It's one of the most consistent patterns in human biology. Across every culture, every continent, every time period we've ever studied, right-handers dramatically outnumber left-handers. But here's a question that sounds simple, but turns out to be profoundly complex. Were ancient humans right-handed too? The answer takes us back 2 million years. It involves fossil teeth with mysterious scratches, stone tools with hidden patterns, and a trait that may be uniquely human. Let's begin. First, let's understand what makes human handedness so unusual. Yes, other animals show hand preferences. Individual chimpanzees may favor one hand over the other for certain tasks. Some gorillas show preferences. Even some birds show footedness. But here's the crucial difference. In non-human primates, hand preferences are individual. They don't show a population-level bias. If you study 100 chimpanzees, roughly half will favor their left hand for certain tasks, and half will favor their right. There's no species-wide pattern. Humans are different. We show a consistent population-wide bias toward right-handedness. About 90% of humans are right-handed. Only about 10% are left-handed. This pattern appears in every human culture ever studied, from hunter-gatherer societies to modern industrial nations. This raises an obvious question. When did this pattern emerge? Did our ancient ancestors share our right-hand dominance? Or is this a recent development in human evolution? To answer this, we have to become detectives. We can't ask ancient humans which hand they preferred. They're dead. But we can look for clues they left behind. And those clues are everywhere. In 2016, researchers made a remarkable discovery. They were studying a fossil called OH65, a Homo habilis specimen from Tanzania, dating back about 1.8 million years. On the fossil's front teeth, they noticed something strange. Tiny scratches, running diagonally from left to right. These weren't random marks, they were consistent with a specific behavior, using the mouth as a third hand while cutting or processing material. Imagine holding a piece of meat or a plant between your teeth and using a stone tool to cut it. If you're right-handed, you'll hold the tool in your right hand and cut in a particular direction, leaving scratches that run left to right across your front teeth. The scratches on OH65 matched this pattern perfectly. A right-handed tool user. This was, at the time, the oldest evidence of handedness in the fossil record. It suggested that right-hand dominance existed at least 1.8 million years ago, long before modern humans evolved. But was this individual typical, or was he an outlier? We need more fossils to be sure. Stone tools are another window into ancient handedness. When a right-handed person makes a stone tool, they hold the core in their left hand and strike it with a hammer stone in their right. This creates distinctive patterns, flake scars that are oriented in particular directions. Archaeologists have analyzed thousands of stone tools from sites across Africa, Europe, and Asia. The results are striking. The majority show patterns consistent with right-handed makers. This evidence extends back at least 2 million years. It suggests that right-hand dominance wasn't a fluke of one individual. It was a population-level pattern among our earliest tool-making ancestors. But there's a caveat. Stone tool analysis isn't perfect. A skilled left-handed toolmaker can produce flakes that look like they were made by a right-hander. The evidence is suggestive, but not conclusive. Here's where the story gets even more interesting. When you use one hand more than the other over a lifetime, it affects your skeleton. The bones of your dominant arm become slightly thicker and stronger from repeated use. Archaeologists can measure these differences in ancient skeletons. Studies of Neanderthal skeletons show a clear pattern. The right arm bones are typically thicker and more robust than the left. This suggests that Neanderthals were predominantly right-handed, with a ratio similar to modern humans, about 90% right-handers. This is remarkable. Neanderthals weren't our direct ancestors. They were our evolutionary cousins, a separate branch of the human family tree. Yet they shared our handedness pattern. This suggests that right-hand dominance may have evolved in our common ancestor, before our lineages split. So the evidence points to a surprising conclusion. Yes, ancient humans were mostly right-handed. And the pattern extends back at least 1.8 million years to Homo habilis. It appears in Neanderthals. It shows up in stone tools across millennia. Right-hand dominance isn't a modern phenomenon, it's an ancient human trait. But this raises an even deeper question. Why? Why are most humans right-handed? This is one of the enduring mysteries of human evolution, and scientists have proposed several explanations. The human brain is lateralized. Different functions are concentrated in different hemispheres. For most people, language processing occurs primarily in the left hemisphere. The left hemisphere also controls the right side of the body. Some researchers have proposed that right-handedness and language evolved together. As our ancestors developed more complex communication, the brain regions responsible became concentrated in the left hemisphere. This created a cascade effect. Left hemisphere dominance for language led to right-hand dominance for motor control. This theory is supported by the fact that most left-handers still process language in the left hemisphere. Only about 30% of left-handers have right hemisphere language dominance. The link between language and handedness isn't perfect, but it's real. In May 2026, a groundbreaking study published in PLOS Biology proposed a new explanation. Researchers analyzed handedness across 41 primate species and found that two factors best predicted right-hand dominance: brain size and bipedalism. Here's the logic. When our ancestors began walking upright on two legs, their hands were freed from locomotion. They could be used for other purposes, like making and using tools. As tool use became more important, individuals with better fine motor control had a survival advantage. At the same time, human brains were expanding. Larger brains allowed for more precise coordination, but also reinforced asymmetry. The combination of bipedalism and brain expansion created the conditions for population-level handedness to emerge. This theory explains why humans are the only primates with consistent right-hand dominance. We're the only primates that walk upright full-time. We're the only primates with such large brains relative to body size. These two factors may have set us on the path to handedness. Some researchers have proposed that handedness evolved because of social pressures. In cooperative activities, like hunting, gathering, or tool making, having everyone use the same hand could improve coordination. It's easier to teach tool making if everyone holds the tool the same way. It's easier to coordinate group activities if everyone shares the same dominant hand. This theory is more speculative, but it offers an interesting perspective. Handedness might be a social adaptation, not just an individual one. So where does this leave us? Ancient humans were mostly right-handed. The evidence is clear. Fossil teeth, stone tools, arm bones, they all tell the same story. Right-hand dominance has been a human trait for at least 1.8 million years, and possibly longer. But the deeper mystery, why right-handedness evolved in the first place, remains partially unsolved. It's likely connected to the unique features that make us human: our upright posture, our large brains, our complex language, our sophisticated tool use. Here's the most remarkable part of this story. And when you pick up a pen with your right hand, you're participating in a behavior that's older than our species. You're following a pattern that Homo habilis established 1.8 million years ago. You're connected to every Neanderthal who threw a spear, every early human who knapped a stone tool, every ancestor who reached out with their dominant hand. If you're left-handed, you're part of an equally ancient tradition. Left-handers have always existed, roughly 10% of the population across all of human history. They were there in the Stone Age, there among the Neanderthals, there in every human culture that ever existed. Handedness isn't just a quirk, it's a window into human evolution. It tells us about our brains, our bodies, and our history as a species. So the next time you reach for something, your phone, a cup of coffee, a door handle, take a moment to notice which hand you use. That simple action connects you to 2 million years of evolutionary history. Thanks for watching. If this journey through the ancient origins of handedness opened your mind to the wonder of human evolution, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden stories of our past. I want to hear from you. Are you right-handed or left-handed? Did you ever wonder why? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and remember, even the simplest things about being human have extraordinary stories behind them.